Listen up, get ready, I'm not gonna take no more. There's a revolution, a revelation going on in my soul. Buckle up, get ready, we're not gonna sit back.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Live from the Heartland for the week of August 19th. And it's always good for me to see my pal and friend of the Live from the Heartland show, Gordon Thomson, who's trying on some kind of strange military hiking cap, camouflage. A militaristic kind of guy. Anyhow, this is going to be our monthly sports report from Gordon, and he's laughing away over there in Delaware. It's a good thing we got the Zoom. We got you, Gordon. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Michael. Yo, Chicago. Hey, this is not a military hat. It's a Gators hat, but it just has a camo background in it. So
I think they got to put out a new Gator hat where they have like Ron DeSantis in the jaws of the Gator.
Something like that. He's not a true representative of that state. He's a minor character. So
let's hope he gets more minor. But we're going to talk a little sports, and one of the things that and it's still going on, but the U.S. is out, is FIFA and the Women's World Cup. What do you got?
Oh my God, what a phenomenal World Cup. I mean, I really got into a series of games of just watching the entire game, which for me is highly unusual from start to finish. There are some just fantastic women athletes there that are just really rocking around. Personally, I was behind, well, first off, 32 countries. The best 32 get invited to this FIFA World Cup Federation International Football Association. So yeah, that's the governing body of of soccer, what the rest of the world knows as football. And it is the world's most popular sport, no doubt. It's played every continent, every country of the world, either as a major sport or as a minor. And here in America, it's getting more and more popular, and it'll never overtake NFL, but who knows? As we get more and more immigrants in this country, anything can happen. Zambia, who I was for, because lately there's been a lot of information coming out about that country there's been a mass exodus of the intelligentsia of Zambia leaving the country because the economy has collapsed. There's inflation of 400%. A black market of trading Zambia dollars for US dollars that is just out of control. So the educated are moving, and it's a highly educated country. A lot of great doctors, lawyers, businesswomen, and people. They're leaving. So I was secretly behind the women's Zambian teams, like, come on, let's go. The country needs you. And it's something like that could fire up an entire country. So they were horrible. They did not do well. Unfortunately, they were in over their head, much like the USA team, in over their head. Big mistake on the USA team is to have some of the old geezers present. People that the oldsters are, time has passed them by. And Rapinoe is one of them. And the youngsters of that American squad were the life and were the scoring opportunities and really were the dynamic part of that team. So I'm all about the youth movement on the USA women's soccer. But what we got coming up is a final that is going to be really a great final. And it's Spain versus England. And when I was watching an earlier England game, I was really surprised by the behavior of one woman that stomped on another woman, physically stomped on her. And she received a 2-game suspension for that. But in the moment, I'm like, holy mackerel. Men do not have a monopoly of poor behavior in this world. Women can do it too. And it's just not seen all that often because we think of women as being more graceful, more poised, more balanced, and really just be more behaviorally okay. But here was a class situation where a woman at the top of the world.
Next thing we'll be reporting on hazing in the women's locker rooms.
Well, that hazing is just a baloney. And Fitzgerald, what a shame. He knew it. he blew it, and he should have stamped it out like I did it to Paul when you first get it going. So not a good deal. So
let me ask you one more thing, Gordon Thomson, about the soccer. What about the Spanish team?
Oh, the Spanish team is loaded. They're the most skilled team on the planet, skilled country as far as soccer skills. These women are just phenomenal passers, great in being able to see the entire field and put it into open space. There's one woman who's got a track and field background. She was on the Spanish team, a 400-meter hurdler, and was amongst her country's best at under 20 level. Hey, they say in track and field, if you're in 400 hurdle shape, you're in the best shape there is, because that is the toughest event, or everybody thinks they got the toughest. But let me tell you, 400 hurdles, it's a sprint. And you are going at it as a sprint. But guess what? Your body fuels run out at about 300 meters. So you got to finish that race of last 100 meters with basically running on gas. Add on top of that 400 distance with going over 3-foot high barriers, or almost 3 feet high, 10 of them over the span of 400 meters. That's, if you can negotiate that event and you're in great shape for that, you're in the best shape of anyone in that. So, hey, she was a 400 hurdler in her day. Great chance for Spain to light it up. Yeah.
And let's do a little more track and field, because that's your area of expertise. You're a hot shot coach over the years, cross country, track and field. And I know the world championships are coming up, and it's not a sport that everyone in the States is following. But I know you and I will be watching it if we got the TV access.
Yeah, that it'll probably be mostly streamed off of NBC, Peacock, but we'll get whatever we can live, and we'll watch it. Then it's starting today, Saturday, the 19th of August, and in Budapest, Hungary, and it's going to be a phenomenal World Championships. Who's going on there? Who are going to light up after? Sha'Carri Richardson, who we've talked about before. She was the one who was busted for the cannabis at Eugene and was not able to represent the United States in the Olympic Games. So here she's got a chance to win the 100 meters. She's right now the second fastest in the world. A Jamaican has got it, but Sha'Carri has got some special mojo, as you know. She's got a little bit of action. So we're going to root for her. On the other side, on the men's side, in the 100 and the 200, is a guy, Noah Lyles, who's got a great personality, very flamboyant. His main event is the 200 meters, and he's the fastest in the world. Can he break Michael Johnson's world record, or Usain Bolt's? Probably not, but he can double. He's got a chance to go in the 100 and the 200, maybe to win them both. That would be a real rarity and a great sprint opportunity. Also, the highlights is this hot shot 1,500 meter and 5,000 meter gentleman who's going to try and double. And we normally would think that the Kenyans and the Ethiopians are the best in the world at that event. Here's a white guy from Norway who's going to try to win them both. He's got, and his name is Jacob Ingebrigtsen. And Jacob has got the world by the tail right now. He's got a lot of personality. He's got he's out there, and he's going to try to win a very difficult double of 1,500 meters, which is middle distance.
That's
and then
like almost a mile, right?
Yeah, it's the metric mile. And 5,000 meters, which is a true distance race. So he'll be up against a lot of great foes, and he'll have to earn it if he's going to accomplish that double. It's never been done before, 1,500 and 5,000. Who else do we got that's cooking in there? Well, is one event that's probably got the best matchup, and that's the men's 400-meter hurdle race. Boy, I love that event because, like you say, if you're in 400-meter hurdle shape, you're in the best shape there is. And that's Karsten Warholm of also Norway versus an American, Benjamin. And both of these guys are unbelievable technicians. 400 hurdles, doing everything right, getting the even steps all the way through, 13 steps. The and getting the same lead leg so that they're most efficient. And we'll see who can really nail it. It's going to be really a mano fight. This will be exciting. What do we got on the Bears and Cubs and baseball, Michael?
Well, I already talked at the outset of the show. I talked about the Sox and the Cubs played each other, and they split, even though the Sox team dominant until the last inning. The Bears, I don't know. Arlington Heights is just probably too far for me to go to watch a game. I'll stick with the TV, but I'm still hoping that the Bears make some kind of deal to either keep Soldier Field or to build something down in the old steel mill territory. We'll keep you posted on that. But what else do you got? The Red Stars here in Chicago, one of the who owns the Cubs, whatever the name of that family is. Ricketts. I think one of the Ricketts, one of the daughters is buying into the Red Stars, which I think is soccer, right?
Yeah. Well, I want to talk a little bit about the Orioles and the Tampa Rays, Man Rays, or the
Tampa Bay
Rays versus big money. Orioles are doing really great this summer. I mean, they've been a hapless team in a recent history of really just getting beat up and not having really good. Their farm system's fantastic, and as a result, right now they are kicking major booty in the American League East, and they're embarrassing the Yankees, who's got a phenomenal budget and like the best of all-star lineup. Unfortunately, a great manager, Aaron Boone, is going to lose his job at the end of the season. I like him as a manager. He's like, I love it when he gets thrown out of a game and ejected, because it's pretty funny on the histrionics that he's laid out ahead of time to get thrown out. But you don't need big money to win in baseball. You need a good farm team, youngsters. Once again, the youth movement. Here we are, two guys with old gray hair, and mainly me. You don't have much.
I'm wondering if Roland Heeman, who used to be the GM at the White Sox and went to Baltimore, what role he might have played in the farm system. That's just a question.
Yeah, probably quite a bit.
I like Roland Heeman. I'm a White Sox fan, so I kind of like players who once played with us and go elsewhere, or managers, etc.
Is Steve
Gordon? Let me ask.
Steve Stone still doing the?
Steve Stone and Jason Benetti are the White Sox announcers. I like them both.
Steve Stone is the best in the business.
Steve Stone, I met him in the weight room at the YMCA, Lincoln Belmont Y, way back. Anyhow, we only got a couple minutes left. I know you follow the Tour de France, and there was a little bit of an upset, I think. What happened?
Well, last year's champion won again, but he wasn't expected to, and that's Jonas Vingegaard from Denmark. But the world's best rider from Slovenia, Tadej Pogačar, he didn't win. He got second, and mainly because just one bad day out of 21 days on the bike, 4 hours every day on the bike, pedaling around France. One bad day cost him the win. And it just is an incredible marathon. Every day is a marathon race, 21 of them, bouncing around the country. Very exciting race. What's coming up and what was just happening was the World Bike Championships, and they just had a phenomenal championships. And hey, man, the world keeps going around.
All right, you got anything else you want to throw in here? It's always good getting the sports report from you, because I don't get the daily paper and go to the back pages. And we might even put you at the front of this show rather than putting you at the end, where the sports section usually goes.
Yeah, well, I'm happy. Put me where the weather report used to be, whatever. No, I don't have anything. I just missing Chicago, missing hanging out with you and all the loyal people, DePaul people, and.
Well, we always like it when you come to town, and some people know that you and I have been riding partners, traveling around the Midwest, the South, etc. You drive, I get to take pictures out the window now that I promote myself as a photographer. And It's always good to see you, Gordon, and I really thank you for coming on. I know you were out in the woods when I talked to you earlier. You walk in the woods every day, and do you ever get lost?
Never get lost. No, even if I don't have never been on paths before, you get a basic sense of direction. You use your senses of the sun. You know what the sun is up in the air. You know where you're at. You can't get lost. And many people do get lost, but not me.
Well, you keep doing good in the world. I know you're in a blue state. I hope you can spread it to Florida whenever you visit there. You're a hell of a guy, and I'll talk to you soon.
Catch you later, Chicago. See you.